You think that the Wade family is excited? There's D-Wade. He's kind of controlled. Watch Gabrielle Union.
Yes! Yes! Thank you!
Now, did we slow-mo this, or this was done from someone else?
I'm just saying.
It's like a scene from, like, Dirty Dancing or something.
Warm again.
Dwayne Wade, the franchise, best player, most important player in that franchise's history. 13 seasons, all the titles, MVP. What would the fanfare be like? The atmosphere in Wade County. First time in the Miami Vice unis. Bucks up to a good start. Giannis with a dunk. And then D-Wade.
That magic moment.
Got in it early, Smitty. You know how good this one had to feel. Here's the first shot.
Okay, first shot of three. Okay.
Oh, that's how you feel.
Feeling, he knows these rims.
Then finds Tyler Johnson for the dunk. And this is a real nice one with Whiteside.
Yep.
Look at Whiteside. He put a little extra.
You know he's happy to have Wade.
We've seen that a couple times between those two before.
Lead was 4 at the break for the Bucks. There was a game here Miami's looking to win in the playoff picture. They go on a 25-4 run. Whiteside fights off defenders. Rebound. And then, speaking of fighting off, James Johnson can do that. Man, just as he planned it, gets in there. Hey, look, if it works,
Okay.
it works. Bam!
I like Bam. I really like Bam.
Man, I love him too.
Play hard.
Pretty hard.
Catches the ball in the air.
Got a lot
Lead
of
12.
skill.
Late push. How about Giannis, Gio?
Oh, watch out. That's where he thrives, in the open court.
Tough shot on the foul. Lead was 9. Tony Snell finds Eric Bledsoe. His shot is real. It is spectacular. The three is good. Lead 4 for Miami. 40 seconds to go. Turnover. D-Wade.
Hey, okay, D-Wade.
Got some young legs there, D-Wade.
Block on Bledsoe. He's always been known to do that. And then Adebayo will find, I know it's Carolina, but wow,
Look
Wayne
at
Ellington's had a
His jump
hell
shot
of a year.
Pretty.
Automatic.
Ah, this is fantastic. I love that shot.
91-85 the final in favor of the Heat. And Dwayne Wade, forget about the points and the minutes and all of that. The unbelievable energy and the reaction. He caught up with us via Arena Link earlier in the evening. Dwayne, first of all, congrats on a W. Can you try and kind of take us through what the emotions were for you as you went back into the building as a home player?
First of all, thank you. And hey to all the guys in the studio, G. Hill and my ex-teammate, Smitty. It was electric, man. And what I love most about it is to see the look on my teammates' faces, the young guys, see how excited they was. And I want them to expect this, for the second half of the season in the playoffs. Expect this environment and these expectations, on this team, because this is a good team. It's young, but it's a very good team.
D-Wade, Smitty, congratulations. First of all,
Thank you.
I know you got a chance to go back, and everybody wanted to go back to their hometown. You checked that off. And I know you got a chance to go back with your best friend and good friend, LeBron James, but I just said it on air. I didn't see that smile. That smile I saw from you and Gabby getting off that plane, it seems right. Just talk about, to me, when you get older, there's only championships and good situations. To me, right now, you feel like you're back at home where you belong.
Yeah, man. The journey of the NBA, and took me to Chicago and Cleveland, but this is where I belong. This is where my family is, and when I say family, I mean not just my kids and my wife. The city of Miami, it's my family. This organization. So definitely stepping off that plane, seeing familiar faces right away was a good thing. My wife, as you guys see. She's excited. She's very excited. But for me, man, I'm just I'm happy to get back to this point. I think it's a great time for it to happen, especially with guys like Dion being out and a couple injuries. I think it's great, right now with this team trying to make this push to the playoffs, that, I could come here and help bring something that they didn't have both on and off the court, and help these young guys grow and understand how great they can be in this league, and, do something that a lot of people don't think we can.
D-Wade, G. Hill, congrats on the move, man. And I just want to say, for you, a lot of times when people are traded mid-season, it takes time to get comfortable with your new surroundings and your teammates.
Yeah.
You have familiarity. You play with Dragic, you play with Whiteside. Just talk about coming back 2 years later and sort of just reacclimating yourself with these guys that you're familiar with.
Yeah, well, the first thing is I get to just go in my bed, the comfort of being in my bed in my house, man. That was great. But from a basketball standpoint, like you said, G Hill, I know a few of these guys here. I think five of these guys here I played with. We've been to the playoffs together. And then, there's other guys that, that has bought into this Heat culture. And I told Coach, when I talked to him yesterday, I feel like I'm a part of the group already. These guys who I see when we play them or I see in the summertime, when I come back to Miami, they always show me a lot of love and a lot of respect for what I was able to accomplish here. And, I just want to be able to pass that on to them, pass the knowledge down that I learned from vets, before me, the Eddie Jones, the Brian Grants, the Smitties, the Shaquille O'Neals, the Gary Paytons, and the list goes on and on and on. And I'm happy that myself, Udonis, could be in this position. And this is it for me, guys. I'm gonna stay here until I decide to hang it up. This is home, and I'm so happy to be back.
D-Wade, my last question is, how happy was UD? He has another old fella to hang out with right now. Because I used to watch the games. I said, UD just looks out of place. He don't have anybody. Right now, happy to be back. Just talk about UD and your relationship.
Well, yeah, he's the toughest guy in the locker room, but I know deep down inside, he's giddy like a little kid, just like I am. We had many talks, every time we played the Heat. When I was on the opposite team, he came to my house, and recently we just flew to Chicago together. And he kept telling me, bro, we got to do it. We got to finish it together. We have to come here and we have to lead this next generation so they understand, what it takes and what is going to. We want to make sure that these guys get to the point we was at, where they win the championships, where they become all-stars and Hall of Famers, et cetera. And, I was shaking my head. I was listening, and the time was right now. I'm thankful for the Cleveland Cavaliers to put me in a position to say, hey, we're making this move. We're going this direction, and we don't want you to sit on that bench and be mad. And I'm glad the Miami Heat wanted me to come back. So it worked at the perfect time, and I am happy to be back with the old head UD. I'm not the oldest on the team, so it makes me feel good. But that's my brother on and off the court, and we came in together, and we definitely always talked about going out together.
Dwayne, what was the conversation like with Pat? Did you talk to him after the trade, and how did that go with obviously the reuniting, not just with the organization, but with Pat Riley?
Well, the conversation was great, man. I love Pat. I know, and the success that I've had, in this league, in this organization, in this system, in this culture, and I respect the culture what Pat Riley has set. And I definitely had a great conversation with him when the trade happened, and we talked about a lot of things, but the main thing was, as Smitty and everybody know, we talked about my last pancakes that I ate in Cleveland. We talked about making sure I get myself into the Miami Heat condition and shape, and I'm gonna work hard to get down there to what this team needs and how they need me to be. So, me and him hugged, and that's all it needed was just an embrace, and I think we both felt it. So, here we are.
Well, look, it's fantastic. I would say it's fantastic seeing you in that jersey again, although you got the Miami Vice colors on.
This is nice, right? This is real nice. If there's any more Wade jerseys out there, everybody go pick them up, please.
They look like Miami subs, though.
Miami subs.
It does. They can
be hungry.
Dwayne, appreciate it, man. Congrats on the W. Thanks so much for a few minutes. Enjoy the rest of the way, okay?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. There's Dwayne Wade joining us, and it is, because I was going to say it's so great seeing him in the colors again, but we've actually never seen him in those colors. You knew him as a kid. Now he's in the reverse role, getting a chance. And it seems like he's embracing, Smitty, that opportunity, like he said, with UD to kind of take in that next generation and move them forward.
I just always felt I wanted this to happen, to see Dwayne Wade get a chance to call it quits. Like he just said, this will be the last jersey, and rightfully so, to play his last game in Miami, and then also get a chance to finish out with UD, Pat Riley, also Spoelstra, and Mickey Arison. That group needs to be together and watch Dwayne Wade call it quits. And I love what he said. UD and those are great veterans. That's the culture they've built. They are still talking about helping these young guys, teach them how to win a championship. They're not talking about playoffs, and they're maybe not talking about this year, but they have a culture of trying to get these guys to win championships. And that culture is definitely set. It's going to be a little different right now. It's going to be that body fat check for him.
Yeah.
For D.
I was
Wade.
going to say he's going to be more snug in that jersey.
Yes. He'll be slim in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you really quick.
And he's not out of shape.
No. But everybody talked about yesterday, and I was sitting here, the rejuvenated LeBron, how big his smile must have been. But what about for Dwayne Wade? I mean, you see him smiling ear to ear. I understand the age and all of that, but as they push towards a playoff run, how much does that help having this version, to Smitty's point, of Dwayne Wade versus what we've seen over the last year and a half?
Well, I think it'll help a lot. And I think, first of all, just back to that point, to see he and Riley patch it up.
Yes.
That's great. And I think, a lot of times when you care, as he said, he loves Pat Riley. When you care so much, sometimes it hurts. But the fact that I always thought that I was hoping that they would do it, and I'm glad to see they've done it. And I'm glad that he's at a point where he can still be productive in helping this team, not just as a voice, not just as a leader, but as a player. I believe he still has a lot left in the tank. And I believe the comfort, the familiarity, Coach Spo, who he knows, and his intellect, he'll be able to go out there and play it still at a high level. Now, can he do what he did 2 years ago? I mean, who knows? But I think in moments he can be a guy that can carry a team, that can lead a team, that can have great moments as they continue forward and get into the postseason. So it couldn't be a better scenario for all of Miami, for the organization, for the players there. And these guys are learning. And so, I think this is what maybe Riley wanted a few years ago to sort of help bring the young guys on. But just hearing him talk about the culture, what Miami Heat basketball is, it's important to him. And so it's just a feel-good story for all of us. Makes you smile when you see what happens.
Casey, I think on the floor, when you looked at the Miami Heat, in my opinion, I said, nobody really wants to play them. They're going to play hard. They're going to execute. But now when you add a Dwayne Wade, to G's point, he can win a quarter and win some games. If I'm everybody in the East, I'm a little worried right now. You have a Whiteside who can dominate. There's not a lot of great teams that have a big like Whiteside. And Dragic, is in the upper echelon of point guards in the East. Now you have a finisher, a vet, an experienced guy that if it's a game 6 or game 7, whatever round it may be, Dwayne Wade could go out there and win it with his talent, just like G say, and also his experience.
And you're going to pay attention to him defensively if he's on the floor late in the fourth quarter, because he still has the ability to be that closer.